Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey.
What's up, gamers? This week we're rolling out in the larger-than-life Azov 73210. This Azov, like everything in the Azov line, is simply an amazing truck, touting huge power and every mechanical advantage under the Taymr sun. The 73210 sits well inside the upper tiers of SnowRunner, with it outperforming almost every American truck from stock. But does this 10-wheel drive monster have some hidden flaws behind the impressive stat sheet? The unlicensed Azov 73210 is based on the KAMAZ 7360, also known as the K5340, which is the second prototype truck I've come across in SnowRunner, and who would have guessed I'd pick two of the hardest trucks to find info on back to back in videos, right? Well, this model was first showcased in 2014, and immediately turned heads with its 10x10 layout. Featuring counter-steering on the rearmost axle to assist it with turning, the 7360 was also the first 10x10 truck to be cleared for public roads and was intended to fill a role as a heavy crane carrier, capable of lifting loads of up to 50 tons. Beyond that, KAMAZ are remaining very tight-lipped on the details of the 7360, so the rest of this I'm basing on my own research regarding KAMAZ trucks. From the chassis layout, it looks like a heavily modified KAMAZ 6560, possibly meaning this 7360 could be sporting the same KAMAZ 740-400 turbocharged diesel engine, capable of outputting 400 horsepower and 1700 Nm of torque. While this is only a guess, this engine would provide the power necessary to lift or haul 50-ton loads that it's designed for. Here's hoping we get some actual news from KAMAZ in the future to fill in the gaps regarding this impressive machine. The mechanical upgrades for the Azov are very extensive, greatly amplifying its already impressive utility. It already comes fitted with a permanent diff lock and all-wheel drive at stock, making all-terrain traversal a cakewalk. Hell, it can even survive complete submersion and maintain enough traction to drive itself back out. I mean, who needs a car wash when you can just drive it into the local reservoir, right? Winches, high-powered engines and snorkels are much the same as other heavy trucks, although some of these parts are locked right up until level 29, so you will need to grind the game before you unlock everything that this truck has to offer. The Azov does lack any suspension upgrades though, meaning this overhanging cab design will always be scraping its nose on the ground. The massive 50-inch default tyre set does help with this though, giving the truck a decent lift at stock while further increasing its ability in muddy bogs. Outside of that, the body options are one of the most, if not the most, complete of any truck, with many of them allowing the fitting of a spare tyre rack alongside two other tray attachments. They really have utilised the longer bed on this truck, and it's great to see. Model of the Azov looks great in game, and fits in well with the others in the Azov collection, but it is removed significantly from the real-world model. For one, the cab design is much lower than the KAMAZ 7360, by at least 20 to 30 mm from my count. It's also much more squared off, where the KAMAZ features an upward slant at the front to allow more mobility over terrain. To be honest, there is barely a single detail the two vehicles share outside of the wing mirrors, rear wheel fenders, and the overall profile of the cab. Beyond that, they're almost two completely different machines visually. As to the cosmetic options though, there's a lot of great things here to sink your teeth into. The bumper styles suit the truck well in all cases, and most modifications blend into the overall bodywork seamlessly, with a large selection in topside additions. The paintwork is another plus for this truck, with the custom paintwork designs following the bodywork lines well. I only wish that Sabre would add a colour combination to match the large service add-on already. I mean, it's about bloody time. give us that yellow and that red that actually matches. But outside of that, the Azov receives top marks for its looks and customization. Now we get to the crux of this 10-wheeled behemoth's ability to handle the varied terrain and tasks of SnowRunner. Even though this truck has an extended front-mounted cab, it does not get stuck half as much as would be expected, and nowhere near as much as the likes of the International Transstar. Now, that's not to say it's perfect. I did find myself hitting invisible terrain spikes a lot more than I did intentionally trying to beach the truck though. But that's not even the weirdest part about this truck. You see, the Azov is almost impossible to damage in a head-on collision. Try as I might, I was only able to do one engine damage to this machine, which I believe only occurred as it got air and then damaged it from the underside, making this truck a one-of-a-kind in the undefeatable category for normal use. Supporting its surprisingly impressive mobility is its massive 350-litre fuel tank, which even when running in the 13-litre range when left in auto, will just keep this thing chugging along until it gets to the next fuel stop. Overall, the Azov 73210 is a decent reproduction of the KAMAZ that inspired it, featuring a unique 10x10 layout and the power to get itself into and out of almost any situation in SnowRunner. I'd recommend this beast to anyone yet to give it a go, or who might have initially been put off by the prospect of it digging its nose into the dirt every 5 minutes. This is a great and versatile truck, and has a permanent position in my fleet. So if you enjoyed this look at the long and strong Azov 73210, or just want to see more SnowRunner content, please consider subscribing, and take a look at my social media, with all links in the description. So have an awesome day, and I hope to see you all in Taymr soon.